Excess moisture through the winter and increased spring runoff is keeping many grain producers off the field and behind schedule from previous years. Grant McLean of the Ministry of Agriculture gives us an update on the scene here in the Southwest.
Some producers were starting to get into the field last week and anticipating getting out this week. But others were predicting, particularly in the area where they had heavy snowfalls a couple of weeks back, it may be 2 weeks before the ground will be dry enough to support some machinery. Spring runoff is still a concern, and snow and large bodies of water are still evident. At least our reporters were indicating that in portions of the Southwest. Some producers were thinking that they might get started by this week, and so the warm, dry weather is really what everybody's looking for to dry the fields up and get the pastures going. We're indicating the pastures with the moisture are looking good to excellent, but behind where we would normally expect because of the cooler temperatures.
McLean goes on to add that although producers are approximately 1 to 2 weeks behind schedule here in the southwest corner of the province, we're still in the range on a provincial level. And as far as any concerns over the excess moisture and its effects on spring seeding, McLean says many areas of the province may have fields which will not be sown at all this year, while others will be embracing the moisture.
The big advantage is once things get dry enough and individuals often will be able to get into the field, I think the moisture is actually maybe a boon. I think the big pressure is individuals are concerned about getting their seeding done in a timely manner. Often moisture is a more limiting factor, particularly in the Southwest. So good moisture is something that you'd like and it's often we're concerned about dry conditions at seeding.
Producers are hoping for dry, warm conditions over the next 4 to 6 weeks to tackle the spring seeding process. And according to David Phillips with Environment Canada, Saskatchewan producers will have to practice their patience.
It's not as if we're going to go in from slush to sweat. We're going to ease into this to the summer growing season, and that's, I know it's going to be very frustrating for growers. For example, at this time of the year in southwestern Saskatchewan, you should see being highs of about 17 degrees, and in the next 7 days we see maybe a couple of days that are going to reach up to 17 degrees with sunshine, and those would be great. But in between, we'll see temperatures of 11 or 13 for a high, with again some rain.
The long-term weather outlook for June, July, and August here in Saskatchewan is calling for warmer than normal temperatures with average precipitation.